gonna make some mac and cheese while I'm at it.
Ooh, you should make some mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I didn't notice you there that I started the recording.
Oh, did we start?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
comment down below if we should make some mac and cheese.
Well, it's gonna be too late. I'm gonna have already made it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Let's no further delay. We have the two brothers here. I choose to believe that they're brothers.
Well, you can't even read his name because of your background.
I know. That's JWK Jr. He gotta hate him. Sorry. The Sixers. This is the last time that we're gonna see the Sixers in this format. This is the last time we're gonna see this team. I don't think it has a name.
Does not have a name.
This is the last time we're gonna see Sawdudes in this format. This is the trade deadline, and everybody was making trades like gangbusters.
There was a lot of mogul moves being made, so we'll discuss that at the end of this.
Yes, sir. All right, let's just get into this. Pecha run into Smeargle. Interesting.
Smeargle. Okay.
Oh.
Spore.
On the
There's no
slow
hazard
Pecha run.
removal over there. I mean, I guess Webs doesn't really do. Okay.
Oh!
Nice. You
Wait,
can't
what?
do its sleep claws. I don't really know what the Smeargle is cooking. Is it gonna
Stone
Stone Axe and then die to Helmet and it doesn't get Rock Sub?
Oh
That's
my
hilarious. Absolute burger flipping Smeargle. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Well, there goes
I wonder,
Abominable anyways.
could this Diancie have Terra'd and then ripped off the fattest body press of all time?
It got a +2 defense boost. Yeah, it just shit on that Gutra.
What? We're going back to it?
It's only packing Scorching Sands.
I don't understand that play.
We don't. Yeah, why did you switch and then bring it back in? You just lost a turn of Trick Room.
Yeah, and you're Crabominable, which I don't know what it was gonna do, but maybe it could have done something.
Hex. Okay. You outspeed, you can get a recover. It just knocks
That's
for a
nice.
while and does nothing, so you can recover just. I mean, you never kill it, I guess.
Yeah, but if you can get it down to like really low, then you can bring something like Dragalge in. Exactly.
Okay.
Ooh, a switch.
Gutra. Okay.
What do we?
This is a Song of Dance we've seen before. We just recover these off.
I guess you're just playing.
How many
for
recovers
crit?
do we have?
4.
4? Okay.
I mean,
I mean,
you can outpace these Dracos for sure. Indeed,
Um,
Crook.
a lot of double switching.
Back to Petch.
But actually does Crook clean up?
Yes. I mean, Crawdon could come in and threaten an Aqua Jet. Ooh, double.
Can't threaten an Aqua Jet, there's Psychic Terrain.
I mean, yeah, you know what? You're so right. That was Terrain Extender is super self-sabotage.
Oh no. Mr. Craw. If this was Moxie, the game was over, but
Yeah.
should have int him.
He just
mean,
needed,
I
he
guess
needed
this
Iron
is
Bundle
over.
to get some play here.
Oh, nice.
I
So
like
yeah,
that.
Dragashi eats that.
Ooh,
That's one, but
that's
is
good.
it choice?
It's
and
probably choiced,
yeah, okay,
yeah.
well.
I mean,
Womp womp.
maybe we'll never know. Oh, I guess we might know. Yeah, it was choiced.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an interesting not necessarily in a good way. I'll be honest. Like set of doubles in there, but
It was interesting that they both doubled on the same turn every time.
yeah, I mean that's why they're brothers, dude.
Yeah.
This was
This Diancie
incredible.
needed to Terra.
This whole exchange on the Smeargle was incredible.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. If this
Yeah.
Diancie just Terra and body pressed here.
It has Terra. Does it have Terra fighting as an option?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you Terra fighting, and then you body press on the Gudra, or Frank. I mean, you know, maybe I don't.
I mean, look at the rest of the team. Diancie looks really good outside
Yeah.
of Golden Goat.
And like you don't really
In
mind
Trick
being
Room especially.
You definitely don't mind being a fighting type. You're just neutral
No.
against everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like this could have been a way different and way better game for Sawdu if we had a Terra fighting body press into Gudra.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you might be. I don't know if Goldengo would have had anything to say about that. It depends on what the Goldengo set was. But like you could easily just Diamond Storm it and then
Diamond Storm into Scorching Sands.
Scorching Sand, yeah.
Or just get out into Crawdaunt or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a lot of, I think you had a lot of plays from here. Like this is advantage Sawdu, I think.
I agree.
Hard to say who would win the game if you had Terra fighting body press here, but like you definitely are in the driver's seat. But
yeah,
unfortunately, it just what didn't happen. My guess is that it probably wasn't Terra fighting, so you couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess you're saving the Terra for Dragauji. You were planning on tearing that.
That's
but
also probably valid, but I mean Terra Poison into 2 steel types is a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any case,
okay.
On to the next one. Speaking of 2 steel types. Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a question for you. Do we see Grass Knot come off Thundurus onto a Rindoberry part?
I think
my guess is yes.
Yes, I think we.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weekly tradition.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the part I'm most invested for this battle. So, let's see it. Urshifu lead
Jirachi lead.
Jirachi.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, goes for Wish.
Just gets a floating Wish. Wish rocks. Trade of rocks.
Ooh, I don't know a lot about Meteor Mash. I don't think we lost
a
lot.
It's already scary. Holy no, the Swarper's gonna die and we're never gonna see it get its Rindoberry popped. No.
No. All right.
Okay.
Enamorus is gonna. Oh, never mind. Oh, GG.
It is not Moonblast or Earth Power. That's
Where's the Earth Power? Please click it. No. No. This Registeel is gonna rest. I bet.
It might not get it off. 4? I thought it just showed 4.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. My bad.
Okay. Well, Quaquaval just got a Moxie.
What if it Terra ghosted and killed this Quaquaval?
What else are you saving the Terra for? Can Mach Terra? There's no low kicks. Maybe you were Terra fight it. You should have Terra no matter what it was. I guess you got crit through your IDEF, but
yeah. I mean, maybe it was. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it was
and
Terra fighting and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Volt switch. It's over.
I mean, Swampert's dead, so.
Yeah.
All right, Grimmsnarl comes in on the Rachi. Use parting shot. Okay.
Ironhead Meteor Mash coverage, by the way.
Wait, doesn't that mean Urshifu walls? Doesn't Urshifu wall?
Yeah, Urshifu
Oh, there it
walls
is. All right, Urshifu comes in. It clicks Sword Stance. Oh.
Misses Meteor Mash. Trailblaze. Whoa.
How fast is Morpeko? Is it slower than Urshifu? Did you need to get faster?
Yes, it is speed tie.
Oh, same speed tie. Okay, well, yeah. I mean,
yeah, this is over.
This comes in. It breaks any sturdy. You could have close combated. I guess maybe Truffle, and you don't want to lower your stats.
Yeah,
Draco does a ton here, right? That does nothing. That's a reflect.
Yeah. I'm a little confused what the game plan was.
Was that team full physical over there?
Might have been.
Into the full physical into the Registeel.
Yeah. I'm a little confused what the game plan was. I thought this Jirachi lead was kind of nice because it's threatening to be faster than Urshifu, and like Psychic is really good. And I thought maybe we would see like
Jirachi gets T-Wave, right? It's like,
yeah,
like if you click the right move, nothing on the other team really, like it's just it baits in the Registeel, right? But otherwise, like it baits in the Registeel or the Thundurus, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a Psychic type move instead of Meteor Mash, I'm just gonna say, I don't think that there is an argument for Meteor Mash and Ironhead on the same set.
Yeah.
I think either.
Also, I think Rocks could have been on Pert because you really want to fish like if
Yeah,
you're looking at the team that nothing wants to get psychicked, steel moved, thunder waved, or like ice punch. It's just Registeel, and you just have to plan around that.
yeah.
Which you could have done
I
with
thought
Earth Power, perhaps,
I
or
thought
Drake
Duraludon might have been
Ghost.
packing the rocks.
Yeah,
That could have been an
yeah,
interesting one. But you could have had like Wish, Thunder Wave, I don't know, Zen Headbutt, Iron Head,
yeah.
and that could have been a really disruptive Jirachi that gave this team fits. Like the only thing that can switch in is Thunderous, but I don't know about. I don't even
Mhm.
know about that. Muck could come in and try to knock off, but like you're risking getting Zen Headbutt flinched out of existence. So yeah, and also I guess we don't know if maybe the Grimmsnarl had Thunder Wave as a potential option. I don't
Right.
know. Maybe I doubt it. It might have had double screens, parting shot, and
Hmm.
an attacking move of some sort. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't hate contrary superpower and Amorous, but I think it's like its bread and butter is Moonblast spamming, and
Yeah.
like it would like Moon Fairy ground coverage is really good into this team. I think
What was the score of the last game? 3-0.
think
Sorry, I
so.
just realized I forgot to put in the stats. I'll put in the KOs later, but I'll just get these in so we can look at the end.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think again, like this team's not bad. I think there's definitely like game plans for it. I just don't know if we're picking the right game plans.
Hmm.
Um, I do like the brick break on Quaquaval against the Grimmsnarl team.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. I will say that was nice. All right, I guess we'll just move on to the next one. All right, Eddie with no Pelipper this time,
Okay.
and Hoover with no backs.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of interesting. I thought Bax might have had a good matchup here.
Um,
It's
I
faster
mean,
than
Weezing
Heatran.
is really good. I guess you can't
That's
burn, but yeah.
mm, that's true. Weezing is pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
Hmm.
You could Iron Head, or I'm sure with a boost, Icicle Spear or something could do something.
Maybe.
And
You
if
could
you
be Balloon Heatran or something. I think there's counterplay. Well, maybe we'll see if Bump Ready has mons that look like they're there for backs.
yeah, that's fair. All right, let's just get into it. Lead Palafin and lead Samurott. I mean, that's like
Yeah. It's
you
just
just
Rocky Hum, maybe. Yep.
yep.
And it just gets the
That's
defog here.
Yep, that's nice.
And now Heatran comes in on a Volt Switch.
On a Tachyon. I wonder if this has
Okay.
Focus Blast.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Samurott, not Mudsdale.
It's an interesting one. I mean, Samurai
Okay.
probably takes a meat. What is it? Magma Storm
Woo.
better. Ooh,
The
Guavberry.
Guavberry Avalanche. What was
Oh.
that?
I mean, I
For
respect
maybe
I respect the idea behind Avalanche because you get that double power, but like
it's a resist.
it's a Palafin. Yeah. I think a Ceaseless Edge would have been nice to get at least a spike up.
Yeah, I don't know what the Avalanche was.
I don't know what Avalanche is gonna hit.
Maybe it was like your neutral click into Weezing if you don't have a water move or something. But I
don't know why you wouldn't have a water move.
Right.
I don't. Is there any Ice Weak on this entire team that isn't just weak to water as well?
No. Okay, Jolteon comes in, so I imagine Rhydon is just gonna be the immediate answer.
Mhm.
Okay, it's Lightning Rod.
Sub Rhydon.
Sub Rhydon, huh?
Dual Wing
Dual
Beat,
Wing
and it
Beat.
doesn't even break.
It does not break.
Oh man.
What is Dual Wing Beat for, I wonder?
Defog. Okay.
You have
don't
Synthesis?
know. I don't know why Seed Bomb wasn't the
Seed
first click.
Bomb.
Also, why Seed Bomb and not
Leaf Blade?
Blade? I guess I don't know. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want to get flame bodied.
Yeah, I guess.
That's reasonable.
Can't you be long reach?
Yeah, actually. Okay. But you don't get overgrow for this crazy damage.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh, I like that. Get the defense boost with Mudsdale.
Yeah.
Trick.
Okay.
An Iron
It
Ball.
is now
Oh.
Iron Ball.
I don't think that really matters for Mudsdale, but go off.
Right.
Getting the leftovers
Does it have a
gone was
way
good.
of hitting this Weezing?
No.
No. Heavy
So
Slam. No.
so here's I guess I should mention this. So Weezing has 3 abilities: Levitate, Misty Surge, and Neutralizing Gas. Both Misty Surge and Neutralizing Gas announce their effect when Weezing hits the field. So if you don't see an effect announced, Weezing has to be Levitate.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a learning moment here for some of our people who might be watching. Oh my gosh, they got rid of the rocks on turn 17. Did you notice that?
This is a cursed game.
This is a cursed game. I thought Heavy Slam would have been crazy there. But
Yeah.
It's probably with this set it's
I mean,
probably
yeah, the Wisp is coming out.
what's it called? Body press last.
Okay, so interesting that Heatran doesn't come in.
Oh.
Okay. It's burns. You can't T-wave it.
Right, probably predicting a switch.
Okay, Rhydon comes in again. Obviously, you Shadow Ball. Okay.
Is this
Wow,
not a
that's
Terra
a
Cap?
fat Rhydon. It is.
Could it not have Terra blasted? Is that not a thing?
It could have. Okay, Rhydon, Terra Water.
Tachyon Cutter.
Ooh,
eat the
doesn't even break the sub with 2. Rhydon.
Oh my gosh.
No, wait. Rhydon is so fat. I feel like it's not that fat, but it's fat.
Oh my
No!
gosh, no! What are you doing? That's not defensible. I'm sorry. You literally saw that happen earlier this game.
Yeah. That sucks.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Danger!
He's Terra Blast too. Wow.
Oh my gosh!
What a crazy bring this Rhydon is. There's no way that killed, right? Decky Dewey is the better call it a Seed Bomb.
Oh man, he got the burn too. Just insult to injury.
Yeah. Oh.
This is a fast Heatran, I guess.
You just get out in the Rhydon.
Yeah.
Goat Rhydon.
I mean,
no, you save
I
the
know
diff.
that.
Save the diff. No.
I know that
Rhydon. So
Rhydon.
good.
I know that Rhydon was the goat there, but I think the play was probably
Yeah.
to sack Heatran and then Rhydon guarantees
Yeah,
cleans
yeah,
this up.
totally, absolutely.
But I don't know. CC should do it. Yeah, from
Scarf.
Annihilate.
Scarf Ape.
I figured it was because of the U-turn.
The U-turn play. Yeah, U-turn is like very indicative of a Scarf Ape. It's hard to fit. Like when you're Scarf, you have room for it, but it's very hard to fit U-turn on non-Scarf sets.
Especially like where you're bulk up. You don't want to bulk up and then U-turn.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Eddie. I feel like Eddie prepped for this. I feel like Chuver could probably stand to look up some of these abilities and what these mons do. Maybe. I mean, falling for a Lightning Rod twice is a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rhydon has like 45 Spadef, so it's kind of insane. Like obviously it's Eviolite max Spadef or something, but like that thing was eating.
Yeah. I'm also wondering, like, I mean, Valiant, you can kind of pick your poison, whether you want to be a physical attacker or a special attacker. But I feel like Special Valiant would have could have been pretty good in this game.
Yeah.
Like Psychic onto Weezing. Moonblast is obviously really good into most of these things. And then if you can do either Aura Sphere or Focus Blast for Heatran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you pick your poison. It is interesting. The electric terrain synergy with this team is pretty cool. It just hasn't quite found its mark.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game. Oh, this is appropriate music for this. Wow. I love the drums in this one.
That's already in for this game. Okay, well, spoils.
Yeah. Ooh.
So there's no Skarmory, which is surprising. I feel like Excadrill does a lot better when there's no Skarmory. Obviously, there's still
Yeah, that's
Ogerpon,
true.
but Excadrill looks pretty decent.
I mean, I feel like you could switch between Cryogonal and Alomomola to stop Excadrill.
mhm.
You get the Earthquake switch right with Cryogonal. It's a free switch to Aloe. You get your Regenerator boost up. You're probably not 2-hit KO'd even by Earthquake.
I imagine this Ogerpon is like looking to beat Sinistra because you can't String Sap it because of Defiant. So you're just looking to knock it off, and then you could force it to Terra Steel, but then that would open it up to like Iron Hands and Tinglu. So maybe that's the angle that's coming
Yeah.
from.
Although I don't know how much I like Tinglu versus Sinistcha.
Yeah, even if it's a Steel type, you can still String Sap and Machigasha and all that good stuff.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens here. I have no idea who's at advantage.
Okay. So
A hard switch. Ooh, nasty plot. Oh my lord. Psychic probably.
Yeah.
Does Psychic kill this?
It might.
Let's see. All right,
Fake
fake
out.
out. Grass knot. What?
Okay.
What?
Okay. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, Psychic. Based on that Grass Knot damage, Psychic probably killed, right?
Psychic probably does double that, right?
I'd assume so. Like, I mean, I know Iron Hands is heavy. I can look at a calc while we continue this.
Okay. I mean, that's a little confusing, that play. I mean, Pheasantipity's alright here. Gets the Toxic. I always get messed up with these Toxic Chain guys, and they throw the Toxic. I'm like, where's the confusion?
Oh, right. There's no Toxic switchings. You can get like Toxics on the whole team pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is just gonna switch out, but like, ooh, it gets the whole Enchilada back.
So Grass Knot did 49.
Yes.
Okay. So
Knocks
Psychic
off the
did
lefties.
not kill, but it did a lot more.
Oh, he's fishing for a burn really bad right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just not happening, brother. It's just
Oh,
not
it's
happening.
Scald
It's
instead
not
of Shadow
happening.
Ball.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder why Scald.
Does Sinistcha get Will-O-Wisp?
I don't know. Look. But like, why not just Shadow Ball?
I think he really wants to burn this thing. I think that's what he was trying to do. But I'm wondering now if this is Covert Cloak. It's possible.
Yeah. Sinistcha does not get Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, unfortunate. I mean, at least Darkrai is the appropriate counter. Ice Beam's nice. Wow, it does nothing, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Tinglu's just so fat.
Wow, that didn't do much either.
Okay. Oh, I guess we're sacking the O with
Oh,
Encore.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be an Ice-type move that came out there.
Right.
Ugh, this is not looking good.
You just knock to get an item off something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say...
Switch on the spin. Did you need to switch? I mean, I guess you can just always go Aloe.
I was going to say,
Although now it has
Earthquake
to
seemed
switch.
kind of good there into the Ogerpon.
Yeah.
Ooh, crit
Okay.
Earthquake.
The crit doesn't matter because you're just getting Wish anyways.
Yeah, now you're just dead. I don't see a win con anymore.
You go Glacier. Tell me you didn't Sword Stance. Oh no.
Oh my god, he falls for it again.
That sucks.
I
mean, it's a-
Oh, jeez.
Like your opponent can always like if you don't Sword Stance and kill the Ogre, they can go into something like Iron Hands. But if you do Sword Stance, they get Ogre for free. Like I think Ogre was always their play with how many pieces they still had left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is over. This might be a 6-0.
No, tell me it finally kills.
Okay.
Okay, well, it doesn't. Ogerpon doesn't kill it. Yeah.
Lumberry's interesting. I wonder what that was for.
Terrifier Lum.
Presumably Iron Hands kills this, right?
The Earthquake, yeah.
And then,
All right,
I mean,
Dark Pulse
Tinglu is
Flinch.
free, right?
You're gonna need. I was gonna say you're gonna need Dark Pulse flinches into freezes on Tinglu, but it's not happen.
Wow. I mean, I feel like, if we go back to the first, like, 2 turns.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Thunderous.
you said Psychic kills this, right?
No, it does not.
It does not. Okay.
It does not. This is max. Like, this should be like max Iron Hands to take that little, or it's AV with other investment, like attack investment, which is entirely possible.
Okay, I see. I mean, do you really have a switch in for Iron Hands, though? Sinistcha?
Is Ice Punch though?
Yeah. I mean, you have Terra.
Glacier, and then Terra.
Yeah, but it's not great. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Iron
you
Hands
could.
just looks really good into the team.
Yeah, there's not really an Iron Hands answer. And then with Alomomola being able to pass a wish to it, if you don't have something in that kills Iron Hands on switch in, like you're perpetually in this loop here. I mean, this is it's the more I'm looking at it, the harder this matchup looks for Alex's team.
Yeah, Iron Hands is just so hard to switch into.
Yeah.
For this squad here.
I wonder if you don't even have Psychic. I wonder why bother Grass Knot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. 2 KOs.
Maybe
almost.
he's thinking that based on the calc, this is offensive Iron Hands, so Psychic has rolls to kill, so he's gonna go back to Tinglu, see Grass Knot.
Ooh,
it's a pretty aggressive
okay.
play to make on turn 3 of the game, but that is a possibility, right?
I can see that, but on the other hand, like, what are you scared of Tinglu hitting you with? If he goes hard Tinglu.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
So Fake Out doing 24 is the min roll for no attack Adamant Iron Hands. So it's probably that this is well within range of, like, if it has any attack investment, it's probably doing really, that much.
It's
so like
low. Yeah.
Like you should know that this is pretty bulky.
Right.
Tough. Very tough.
Oh, well.
I don't know if there's any answers in the builder to Iron Hands. I think, like, if it has the right moves and it clicks them. Like, what was it? It was Fake Out, Earthquake, Drain Punch, Ice Punch. So that set particularly, you could have brought Keldeo, but I don't.
Yeah, but like if it has an electric type move, it's really hard.
Yeah. No, Iron Hands is tough. I don't know why Fake Out. I think if you just ran an electric type move, Iron Hands.
Yeah, it would be even better. Like with Thunder Punch, it would have been even better,
right.
I think.
Maybe there was calcs for Fake Out with like hazard stuff that we didn't see. But...
Maybe it needed Fake Out into Fez to kill it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see that. All right, well, we gave that game enough attention. Now this is a crazy game here. We have Sukenik Gaming 4-0, Katast 3-1. Here's a question for you: who's the one loss?
Yeah,
that's right. I'm the GOAT. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this was my pick for match of the week. I really wanted to see this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Whoa. I don't think either of these players are like losing out on playoffs because of this, but I wanted to see this.
Do you notice something about this team?
What's that?
No,
oh, they're all female.
Neck. No neck.
Oh. They're all.
I mean, they're all female.
I mean, yeah, there's no Raging Bolt, but I was gonna say they're all female.
I don't.
Which
I
is.
Mean, that's the thing that you do, right? If you're facing an Amorous, because an Amorous is always female, and it's usually running Cute Charm as its ability.
Mm-hmm.
So you run all female, so you never get Cute Charmed. But so I don't know. Maybe this is a ladder player. Who knows?
Maybe there's something that Gardevoir Tinkaton
or maybe this is just Sukenik's harem, you know?
Yeah, it could be.
Sukenik is doing that Dio
thing,
I
haven't gone back and looked to see, does he run female every game? Did we just notice that for the first time?
Yeah.
And we're like blind.
Well, in any case, I think the absence of Raging Bolt is a big deal.
No, he does not run all female every week.
That is interesting.
Interesting. So I think either he just decided to do it after not doing it for weeks, or there's something that we're not seeing. So anyway, let's see it.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Snorlax at the Roaring Moon. Ooh, Tera Fairy.
Okay.
I like that.
To the ape.
And he goes for Body Slam.
Big Body Slam. It's another physically defensive ape with Wisp. Okay.
That's
okay.
Interesting.
He does get lives the Quake pretty candidly.
How many times
wow.
how many people do you think about this sort of thing? This physically defensive ape?
I mean, you should have thought about it by now. I think this is probably our third time seeing it. Okay.
Oh, Recycle.
Oh, it's Recycle Citrus.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wish it was Chesto and Rest. That would have been really interesting for this.
Right.
Or
wow,
just,
quick.
I guess he's just trying to get rid of the slack offs.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you have way more Recycle PP.
Right. I mean, I think this is a reasonable play. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this also makes sense going to
Lando.
This makes
sense. Yeah, I mean, you get a pretty free U-turn here. You could always. Yeah.
Substitute.
Oh, Substitute. Is this special Lando? No, it's Bulk Up. Can this ever hope to break Corv?
I don't know.
I guess.
But Corv and I can't really hope to break it, so.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not IDEF Body Press Corv, what does Lando like? Okay.
Here comes
You just go back to Corv here and get a Toys to Earthquakes.
Gets the crit Ivy Cudgel.
Okay, so you do get your Sturdy. This is at +2 defense. Yeah. So the crit didn't matter. It still broke sub for what that's worth.
We can see a Persian come in. It has an Ice type move. Okay. See Life Orb Comfy come in to die.
Oh man, this land is
Gravity? Oh no! Oh
that's
no!
How it beats the Corv. Oh my god.
Oh no! He's sub 2. Oh my god.
Okay.
You can bulk up too, probably. I mean, probably not.
I mean, you kill, whatever. So you should just kill. Okay.
Oh, we can stall out the gravity at least. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but.
Well, because it gets to click it again. Okay. Gravity has been installed. Although, don't you just click it here?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, I think it's better to kill the Persian, because if the Persian has a move that breaks your sub, you don't want to.
Right.
You don't want to let it do that, because this cannot break the sub. Well, okay, bad timing on that. But yeah, no, it's over. That's a 6-0. He got schmixed. I need to do this. Hold on. My Lando gets all these moves too.
I mean, Katas just cooked. He cooked. What else is there to say? He cooked.
Yeah, I mean, like, Lando got all 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? Persian, as somebody who's used it before, Persian's got a lot of cool moves. I think there's an argument maybe for, like, this is really fast, like having Icy Wind as an option. If you, with Fur Coat, you probably live like a superpower from Deoxys Speed. You could Icy Wind that, and now you might be faster. You could Icy Wind the Roaring Moon, and it's really good into Lando. Also could be good into...
Probably Tinkaton is what's coming in. You could T-Wave that or Parting Shot on it.
Yeah, exactly. Parting Shot, T-Wave, whatever you want, really. But, like, I think an Icy Wind angle would have been really nice for this team, for this Persian. And then I thought the Snorlax was really cool as well, but I don't know what the last move was. Maybe it was like Terra Blast to have a fairy move. but like rest with Chesto Berry would have been really interesting.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much that breaks a Terra Fairy, Snorlax on this team. Basically just Tinkaton. But I
Hmm.
mean, it only gets to Gigaton once. So yeah, I mean, there's never really a close 6-0, but like I think a few tweaks to this team it could have changed the game.
Right. And that was a sick bring, though.
Yeah. Let me so let me see if what we've got for our. I'm doxing myself here with all my opening my stuff on Google Drive, but it's okay. You want to discuss the match stats
Let's talk
or
about the
the
standings first.
standings first? All right. So right now our number one team is the Finn Harpies, the Spectria plus fighting type team. I mean, it's a tried and true method.
Fighting? Oh, yeah. I mean, Iron Hands. It's just like Fat Hazard stack
Yeah.
stall with Iron Hands to break and Spectre to clean. It's very consistently
I mean,
won a lot of these
it's
games,
a
right?
really,
It's got a ton of
frankly,
diff.
it's a really easy team to play. I mean, not
Right.
to like say anything about that, but make the game as easy as possible for yourself, I think. And then next we have
Mhm.
Katast, who's or tied with the Doom Desirers. But I mean, Roaring Moon plus Deoxys Speed, how can you go wrong with that?
Right.
Then
Yeah, I didn't even realize the sort of log jam up here for the number 2 spot. Like 3, 4, and 1 teams with very similar differential.
yeah, definitely true. I mean, if Sukuna didn't lose by 6, he would be up here,
Yeah.
definitely. Shroomfi kind of benefited from forfeit. If you see, we didn't have a game for them.
Hmm.
For I think it was Kung Fu Panda and Shroomfi. I mean,
Correct.
albeit you take the forfeit when you get it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I mean,
Uh,
it's in the rules because we don't want people showing up egregiously late and wasting other people's time. So,
exactly.
like, it's in the rules. Like, you take it when it comes up.
hmm I mean, granted, we can't know that this. I mean, I would hazard to say that Shroomfi probably would not have 6-0'd Kung Fu Panda, but I mean, like, I think Shroomfi's team matched up pretty well into Kung Fu Panda,
Hmm.
so might have still won in anyways. Bumper Eddie, the Palafin team. Somebody needs to
Yeah, I
like
mean,
run like thunder or something to punish the rain.
well, the rain didn't even come last week.
I mean, that's true, but like,
And you're what? You're gonna thunder into lightning ride on? Are you crazy?
yes, I'm crazy.
Okay.
Sukuna, as we saw, was 4-0, the longest win streak in the
Hmm.
league. Then we have this guy. You want to tell us
Yeah,
about this guy?
yeah. I mean, I'm 3-2. I'm fighting for one of the bottom spots right now. Um, 4-1 is a very comfortable place to be, obviously, because one win probably gets you into playoffs. I don't think 5-3 isn't gonna make it, given how the stats are looking. 3-2, 4-4. There might be like one, maybe two 4-4s that make it. So it's like I've got to get 2 wins in my 3 games here. So 3-2 is a scary spot to be. It's better than 2-3, where you need to win out and hope 5-3 makes it with your diff. So
I
three
think
and two
five and
plus
three is
5 is,
gonna make it
yeah.
personally.
3-2 with good diff is, or good diff. 3-2 with decent diff is where I want to be. I'm happy with that. So
hmm The Sixers, the Sixers made a lot of moves. Well, I mean, a lot of these teams made a lot of moves in the trade, so we'll go over that in a sec. But the Sixers, they were doing pretty good. They're just trading wins and losses. I mean, if this trend continues, then that means they lose to me because we play in week 8. But that we don't have to think about that. That's a 4-4.
that might not make it though. That might not be good enough.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe you might
I
just need
mean,
to break the streak and
this
find one more.
this is the team you have to watch out for, like stealing the spot, as it were, because this is a 2
Right,
and 3 team with a plus diff,
right.
and diff is the
Close wins and dominant, or like close losses, dominant wins.
yeah. This like the diff matters a lot because it's the first tiebreaker.
Right.
So,
Yeah, like if the Sixers lose next week and the Shoddy Starstorms win, and they're both 3-3, and the diff's gonna be crazy.
yeah,
So like
exactly.
that's just an immediate jump up through that break.
Now we know what happened with me. I'm this close to being 5-0, but I'm even closer to being 1-4. So we'll take it. We'll take it.
Right.
I mean, I wish I had a little better diff. Like if Alex is, I don't want to say. I don't even want to talk about it. All right, June. I mean, June's doing well. June's doing well. Not well
Is a lot
enough
of
to beat. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was a. I
Jeez.
stole that one. I did. I really
Okay.
did. Uh, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it came down to a very tight roll.
yeah,
And I mean, like I said, a lot of close losses and dominant wins. So if you went out the back half of the season here 5-3 with you'll have a good diff, right? Especially if you
yeah,
keep winning convincingly. Like that's a pretty solid shoe into playoffs.
right. I think 5
Um,
losses has probably eliminated you. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry to say, but this is probably not going to make playoffs. I mean, you can still definitely like play to have fun. Obviously, that's the first goal.
right.
The second goal is to hit a crazy clip and make a thumbnail. So, which these I mean these teams
Landers
could do
just
it.
did. So
Yeah, exactly. Landers just made the thumbnail. Super easy. Well, I don't know actually because it's the kill leader. I don't like to double up on the kill leader and the crazy clip, even though that is a crazy clip.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about what I do for the thumbnail. Chuver, I mean, like if 5 losses is out, you gotta
I
win.
mean,
You
it's
gotta win
back
out
against the
here.
wall. You have to
Yeah.
win out, and you have to do so with good diff. Because
Mhm.
if it comes down to it, like I said, I think there's one, maybe 2 slots for 4-4, and I think like you're gonna need a good diff if you're fighting for those 4-4 slots.
Yep. The rest of
Who does
these
Cheever
teams,
play? Cheever
if he plays
still
me
has to
next,
play. He plays you next,
so I might put
and
the nail in the
then
coffin for him.
JWK,
And I hate to say it, Chuver,
Murph.
you got all those fairy weeks, and we're gonna see what my team look like. And you tell
Uh,
me what you think's gonna happen. This is my trash talk here. If you're this
right.
far in, you're
Stop trash
ingratiated.
talking the 1-4 players.
You're ingratiated to my personality already, so I don't think I lost you yet. These teams here, I think all have a chance to make it. It was
Yeah,
unfortunate for Panda to take because the forfeit is a -9 to your diff, or sorry, no, -6 to your diff,
-6. Yeah.
not a -9. So that's a tough pill to swallow. But I mean,
Hmm.
this is a pretty good player with a pretty good team. I think they can claw back up.
Yeah.
Ducky, I mean, I hate to say it, but Ducky has kind of been feasting on the Reggie Steele. It didn't Reggie Steele didn't carry the last game, and Ducky still won. So I'm not saying it's a one-trick team, but
I don't know. Reggie still got like 2.5. It's still
right. But I mean, there you go. If you're playing Ducky, my advice to you is figure out what you're gonna do against Reggie Steele
yeah.
first. And if you're Ducky, figure out what they're gonna do against your Reggie Steele, and then build the team around that.
Right.
So there you go. Uh, it's a tough one for our boy Alex. It was a really big pill to swallow, but I mean, I don't really have much sympathy for him because he should be 1-4.
Jeez.
Sorry, Murph. I mean, I'm not gonna take that win from him. I mean, they. I think they said any pronouns, right? They definitely had the tools, and I did not. So
Yeah, I mean
Hacks
these
notwithstanding,
2
they
and
probably
3
would have won.
teams, you need to win out. You need
Yep.
to win out to be safe. You might be able to, if you think you can get the 4 and 4 spot, go for it. But there's a lot of teams that are probably going to be moving up in the 5-3, 6-2 area.
I mean, I
We
don't
could
hate
even
your
see a
chances
7-1.
here. I don't hate
No,
your
I think
chances.
so 3-2. I think, I mean, all of us at 3-2. We've sort of we've got one more lease on life. The odds of us like making it, like, you could win out and be 6-2. This is a he picked me format, so it is obviously better to be in the top 4, or have someone, or not just have a bad matchup into the top player, because if you have a bad matchup in the top player, they're going to pick you for week 1 of playoffs, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this is why I made the trade that I did, because if this is the number
mhm,
1 player, I've got one of the best answers to their top Mon.
right.
Let's
Yeah.
you want to go into that now?
Yeah, let's go into the trades.
Yeah. Let me see if move this up a little bit. That's good where it is. All right. So, this
The
team,
trade deadline has passed as of 6 minutes ago, so there's
it's
nothing. This is locked in.
It's locked. That's
It's
crazy.
locked.
We're here. We're
Yep.
finally here. All right. So this team made no trades.
Yep. They
I mean,
are sitting at 4-1, so
fair enough.
it does make some sense to not make any trades while sitting at 4-1.
So this team made some trades. If you're familiar with our guest here,
Yeah.
and his beautiful Arcaludon,
Yes.
the beautiful Arcaludon hit the board, and this guy said,
Yeah.
it's time to gobble it up.
I can't blame him. Arcaludon put in work for me.
I think, you know what? I think Arcaludon is good in theory for this team. I still think you have this, like, this is still a big issue for me. Like, a fast fairy type or like a bulky fairy type is going to give this fits. I mean, Arc is definitely an offensive threat to it, not necessarily a defensive one, because it's still neutral.
And
yes,
Arcaludon has pretty poor special defense.
Yeah. And Iron Crown is definitely good on both sides. I think Iron Crown fits really well on this team. But another thing I'm noticing here is, where's the ground resist? Decidueye?
It's just Decidueye.
So
there's no Terra Flyings. You have to have a balloon on something. Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
Yeah, so it's a little scary here. If you roll up into a team that has a good ground type and a good fairy type, which, I mean, we'll save that for later, but like, this is gonna be tough sledding here. But that being said, these are strong guys in a vacuum, and any of them could win the game.
There's a lot of overlap up there. There's 2 steels, 2 dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. Maybe not so much overlap as I was imagining, but
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say never, and I don't want to like give myself a big head here, but I think I've got a good matchup. I know I have to play Chuver. Chuver has to play 2 other games. We're gonna have to pull out all the stops.
JWK and Murph.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Speaking of Murph
made
no trades made for this. This is a 2-3 team at the moment. So it is a good Sun team. If you watched my game against it, there's really two potential ways to play against like Sun. You can either try and like win defensively, or you could just out offense their offense, because Sun is offense, right? There's no like playing defensive Sun. It just doesn't work. We played a very defensive game and squeaked by. It was tight. Sun can do a lot of damage, even if you have really good mons into it. Like Primarina, for example, is great into Walking Wake. It doesn't really matter if you're running in against Modest, Specs, Wake in the Sun, clicking Hydro Steam. You're still taking like 30% on switching, and then you get out into something like Clodsire.
Man, I should have had Primarina.
Yeah. Well, I really don't know what Komo does.
I think
I
I
kind of
think
think that that could have been a different maneuver.
yeah, I mean frankly, I think
Um,
Como is kind of like with Gouging Fire and Walking Wake on the same team, you don't really
yeah.
need another dragon type. I think there are a couple other options that
Hmm.
could have been good. Necrozma is on the board for this amount of points.
Mm,
Mew's on the
hmm.
board for this amount of points. Um,
Yeah.
Espathra, I mean, they're all psychic types. It's kind of funny, but
Yeah.
or you could have looked into maybe a like a 14 pointer. Maybe try to upgrade Ditto. I think Ditto for 5 is weird because it's like
Hmm.
in theory you could transform into something really powerful and smash the guy with it, but
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
also in theory you might not be able to get much value
Yeah.
out of Ditto. It's a little
I think
inconsistent.
Kobo is my biggest question mark, but otherwise, like Ditto's a smaller question mark. But I mean, I think the team's good. I don't think they necessarily needed to make trades
Yeah, I
to
mean
to
that
see.
my
You just, I mean, you just have to hope you have good matchups for the rest of the week. Your son, you kind of matchup fish. That's just how it
right.
is when you play a defined style of team like this.
Yeah, that's definitely true. This team is the top of the leaderboard right now. I don't think they made
Yeah.
any changes, so which is
Nope.
fair. I mean, I don't know how good Cryogonal and Slowbro are, but I mean, obviously it's not broke. So, well,
Hmm.
Hitmonchan's actually kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. As a spinner, like for three
Yeah.
points, it's got a really good Spadef. You could throw on an assault vest, and it kind of walls.
Hmm.
Um, it's an It's like a budget Iron Hands too, if you need something else to clean up the normal type. But no, I mean like this is just nasty. Like you could bring this every week.
And Skarm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I could see as a danger for this team is if you forget to rotate in one of these guys, you might be struggling for eligibility later.
I think they've already all come.
But they've already all come, so I mean
Yeah.
then it's a moot point.
Right.
This team, it's a little bloated on the bottom. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I mean, Blossom I think is just 3 points that are not never doing anything, in my opinion.
Right.
Blossom's not terrible on a Sun team. Like if you need a budget like Chlorophyll guy, but I don't think it. I mean, it's got Quiver Dance and Swords Dance, so in theory it could do something, but it's just so frail and it dies really easy. But yeah, let me spend all my time talking about Blossom when we have Urshifu and Latios and Terra low
Yeah.
kicks up here.
And Illumise, the goat. Um,
Okay.
Illumise has a chip. Don't forget that. Illumise has one ring, courtesy of me. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid team. I think Thunderous Therian is being a little underutilized. I don't know how often it's come, but I mean, maybe I'm biased because last season I had to play Thunderous Therian twice, and it never came each time. But every time in the builder, I was like, "Holy shit! I just lose to Thunderous Therian every team, no matter what I bring." So maybe start bringing Thunderous Therian and open up opportunities for Lottie to do stuff. But maybe it's just had bad matchups, and I'm just biased because I know last season I had a bad Thunderous matchup.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. I
right.
think another thing that's kind of a shame about this team is like Reggie Steele is greeting the Terra every time,
Hmm.
and Low Kicks is such a good Terra captain.
Right.
Like Low
Well,
Kicks
this is
with
the long con. For 5 weeks, Reggie Steele has been a monster, and now everyone is going to be looking at like Encore or stuff like that to prevent Reggie Steele, like I did. And Low Kicks is going to come in, Terra Bug, Choice Band, and U-turn on the entire team. And it's going to win him. It's going to win him the rest of the season and get him into playoffs.
I mean, there you go, right? I mean,
Yep.
like these three are so good offensively. It's like it's hard
Yeah.
to find switch-ins for all of them. Now,
Hmm.
granted, I criticized the Chuver team, top three guys all fairy week. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the same here. Granted, this team, like, this team is trying to fix it by like, you know, you have Moltres, you have Reggie Steele,
You have
you have
Muck.
Muck. I mean, this team has Iron Crown, so I mean,
Mhm.
Sorry, I should not 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 be dogging so hard on one team. That's my bad. But yeah, I mean, this is an okay. I think this is an okay team.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the guys on it except for Blossom.
Yeah,
Really.
I mean, I tend to agree. I think if you could find like a 3-point webmon or even like a 2-point webmon and just eat the 1 point,
Mhm.
that would have been nice.
Yeah.
This team,
Okay.
Catast, I think there was a move to switch Vigoroth and one other mon for Lapras.
It was Alolan Golem and Vigoroth for Lapras, and Gardevoir's Terra type change from fighting to normal. So I was a bit scratching my head with the normal change, but obviously losing Vigoroth, you lose your normal type. So you're doing this for your Spectrier matchup, presumably, or I guess potentially your Golden Go, because those are the two like ghost types in the format. You have Roaring Moon, but it's quad weak to Draining Kiss, so there is that scariness, but
and Gardevoir's not a bad normal type either because you have a pretty
no,
strong
you have
Moonblast.
Hyper Voice, right?
Hyper Voice?
Well, maybe I'm crazy.
I mean, why would you want to use Hyper Voice as a
because you
like,
get
as a normal stab?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you picked that over Moonblast.
I think
but
predominantly the reason is for your ghost type matchup.
I thought you were saying like Mega the Gardevoir, you got Pixelate.
No.
I mean, but
you get Hyper Voice, you get Hyper Voice, Hyper Beam, and Giga Impact.
Okay, well, if we see Hyper Voice, Terra Normal, Gardevoir, then I guess I'll eat Crow, but I don't see that happening. But I think against this, like, I mean, it seems like that was a decision for Malfoy's team.
Right.
And you have Moonblast and Psychic, and I guess Psyshock to hit the Iron Hands. So
I think Lapras also was a move for that team. I think Catass was looking at Malfoy as one of the biggest threats and saying, I need to make moves for this. Lapras has Water Absorb, and you can, if you catch... Sorry if this is spoiling Catass's game plan versus Malfoy. I don't know who watches this. But if you catch the Alomomola in a... what do you call it? The water trapping move.
Whirlpool. Oh, you're saying Whirlpool.
You can Pair Song it, and you can't flip turn on Water Absorb. And so you can trade your Lapras down for the Alomomola, which might open up some more of your team.
That's actually a really interesting point.
Yeah, you just can't switch. I've seen it happen before. The Lapras switches in the last turn of Parashong, and the Alomomola flip turns, and no one dies, and then it's just sad. But yeah, I mean...
No, I think trading Lapras for Alomomola is a big ups, especially for this team. Like Alomomola, like stops Roaring Moon from doing its thing, and if that's gone, like Roaring Moon is really dangerous for this team. Like I guess like Skarmory might be able to like stop it, but like I don't know. Yeah,
so
that's a good idea here. So there you go, Malfoy. If you're watching this. Flip turn on the turn that you're gonna die.
I mean, Lapras probably just stays in the trades, but yeah, I mean, just don't let it happen to you, right? That's
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Kung Fu Panda. I don't think made any trades, so
nope,
I mean that's what it is.
No moves made.
I'm still wondering what the Terra Grass is on this Blastoise.
It's to beat Palafin and lose to Hurricane on
my lord, oh my gosh. I thought electric would be a great type for Blastoise. And I mean, I don't know, maybe grass hits something that I'm not thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we have Mr. Crash out here who was
he was modding in DMs about Alomomola.
He was definitely having a little bit of a quarter life crisis about his team. But
I'm happy with the we had to have an intervention to figure out the trades to get this one in. I'm happy with where we ended up.
Yeah,
I think the crash out was a little crazy, and I know he doesn't watch this, so he's not going to say anything about it.
Yeah, that's funny. I think the Keldeo became a Milotic, which is I think nice. I mean, Keldeo is nice in theory because water fighting is pretty good coverage, and you're not necessarily walled by a special attacker, or I mean a special defense wall because of Secret Sword.
Yeah.
Attacking
You
on
also
the
have
physical
flip
defense.
turn for momentum, and you have priority options. Keldeo is just very solid. Looking at the team and it's like types outside of like Terra Sinistra, Keldeo is like had to hold down the fort for like 3 different like types. Like it was like your ice resist, it was like your rocks resist. It was just like Keldeo, like sure Keldeo can do these things. It has a lot of bulk, but like Keldeo is not 15 points with defensive water type bulky. So I think making the move to a defensive water type and freeing up those points is really good.
Yeah,
I think
I
Milo's a
agree.
fine one for us to land on.
Yeah, I think
It keeps that momentum. Yeah.
It was probably a question of, you know what, actually, I don't know if you can see this on here. Let me move over. This has been really awkward. If we were talking about this whole team, you can't even see it because of where I've got my OBS positioned. Sorry about that. I think there was a question about whether this Milo was going to be a Dondozo. And I'm going to be, like, personally, if I had this team, I think I'd rather have Dondozo because I'm seeing a lot of special attackers on this team. I mean, Mence could go either way. Excadrill is definitely a physical attacker, and Glass is definitely a physical attacker as well. But, like, almost everything else is primarily special. And Mence, I mean, while Mence can be a physical attacker, I think it gets better moves on the special side. So it could be a little. It's definitely matchup dependent, but I could see a scenario where like a really fat special defensive wall could cause a lot of troubles for this. And you know who's I'm gonna say about his the assault vest iron hands.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think that this team has some options for it now. Like I think Sandy Shocks is pretty good into Iron Hands. You might have to trade it because I don't know if you kill straight up.
Uxie is good into Iron Hands.
Yeah, that's true.
As someone who played Mesprit into Iron Hands last season, Uxie has the tools to do it for sure. Especially as it stands, that Iron Hands was the 4 move slot was fighting for its fucking life to figure out the coverage for the entire team. Adding in the need to fit a dark type move in, which Iron Hand does get as coverage for Uxie, is really tough. So like I think you just have to. It's scary to play around the Iron Hands like that and figure out what it does and doesn't have, but at least it gives you a lot more game, I think.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Another thing is I kind of wish that Uxie was a Terra captain because I think it like these lake trios with like their mono psychic it's okay. It's an okay defensive type, but being able to flip your matchups against ghost and dark type moves is really nice. And also like levitate gives you a lot of clearance to run something like steel or like I guess any other ground weak type. But I mean steel is probably the most.
Yeah. I mean, last season, Terra Steel Mesprit was my team's only steel type, and I made it to third in playoffs. So
I mean, yeah,
I'm a big
good.
proponent
I mean,
of the
obviously you have
Terra
one,
Lake
so
yeah,
right now.
I mean, yeah. But you know, this is my third. I've drafted all 3 of the Lake Spirits. I love the Lake Spirits. There's just so much rule compression and utility. Like Encore, T-Wave, Stealth Rock, Screens.
You know how I feel about the Tauroses. I mean.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay. And then we're neglecting to mention there's Spide Ops down there. Spide Ops webs. You got to think about webs. That's it. That's why they're Spide Ops.
I mean, it gets spikes too.
Yeah.
It frees up your Sandy Shocks if you don't want to be spikes Sandy Shocks. Like Specs shit Sandy Shocks could be a crazy bring. Or Scarf. I guess another criticism I have of this team, and it might sound like I'm dogging on this, but it's because I have a lot more familiarity with it, kind of being in the process of helping rebuild it. Is other than Darkrai, you don't really have a really fast Mon. Like I think the next fastest Mon is Sandy Shocks at 101. So like something like an Ogerpon could really, really
Mhm.
put a lot of strain on you.
Yeah, you have a bunch of mons sitting at like the 100 to 90 speed tier, which is faster than everything sitting at like 70 and 80. So you're faster than the like
Well,
guys who
duh.
can. Well,
I mean, I know what you mean, though.
yes, yeah. So like you're fast, but you don't have speed control. In that like the premium speed tiers, not even premium. 110's like is like barely premium at this point. Like it's been crept so hard. 110 used to be the standard for like, yeah, this is fast. But
Oh
now you got all
yeah,
these like 115s and
those were the
120s running
days
around.
back in
It's
Generation
like,
5.
yeah. So it's like your team is faster than the scrubs who aren't fast, but it's slower than the real fast guys out there. So
Yeah,
you are struggling a bit in that regard. I think like having if you could find a way to get a 110 or something faster on there would have been great. But right now, Darkrai's just gonna have to hold down the fort. So
yeah. I mean, just is what it is. Let's actually go with Sukuna first, so I can scroll this back. So we,
sure,
Sukuna made no trades, so that was very easy. Scroll
yeah.
this back.
I mean,
That's
makes
fair
sense
though.
when you were 4-0. You were, I mean, you're still looking good at 4-1. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Shroomfy, I don't think this was a trade that was made this week, but I guess we'll highlight it here. Something was traded for Quagsire. I don't remember. Was it Fortress?
Pissimian.
Oh, it was Pissimian. Yeah, that's right. Who had Fortress? Am I tripping? Did anybody have Fortress?
I don't think Fortress got drafted. Deservedly.
You don't think Fortress got drafted?
No.
No, you don't think so?
No.
I cannot believe you fell for that, bro.
Yeah. I was tabbed out looking for transactions, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, Passimian, you had Passimian in one league, right?
Yeah, I did. I think I won that one, right? I think I won that league. I think that was my other win, was with Pissimian. I think I brought like I think it even came to grand finals with the expert belt, like gunshot, iron head, close combat rock slide.
It probably did.
Crazy
I
like
mean,
that.
I kind of blocked that one out because I felt like if I hit my overheat, I would have won the game, but
Mm. hmm The
you
scoreboard.
see what it you see what it is. I'm just getting hacked, and we'll
Yeah.
forget every time that I survived that roll. That was like a 93% to kill, like that one game against Pez, if we all remember that. The world's just out to get me.
Yeah, so moving on from you, Shroomfy's team, I don't think it needed to make a lot of trades. I think it's really solid. Kilowattrel Arachnid are fantastic Terra captains. I mean, the top
I mean,
mons are so
all these
great.
mons can just come to
Like
every game. Like they
Iron
really fit
Moth
so well
is
together.
a bit of a question mark for me. I'm hoping to see it like
we don't
really
even have to
stand
talk.
out.
You
And
want to
I
talk about
know how
Fire
you feel about
Moth?
Iron Moth. Shroomfy says that we're sleeping on Ursaring, so maybe we'll see that
I mean,
cook.
we were
And
sleeping on Ursaring. I think it'd be better if it was a Terra Cat, but I understand like when you have
mhm.
Arachnid and Kilowattrel, why you wouldn't pick that as your Terra Cat.
Yeah.
I mean, it did well in one game, right? It was it hit the what?
Yeah,
the
it was good on
Flame Orb?
Terapagos.
Yeah.
No, I think it didn't. I think it had Eviolite and then it got parried or something like that. And
Oh,
it got
you're right.
statused.
You're right.
But yeah, I mean, this is a classic example. If you look at this team, where it's like all the high point guys I like, and I think they fit well together, and all the low point guys have like matchups where they come and like clearly defined roles, and you're not going to bring them every game because you don't need to, because your top team can like fill a lot of the gaps itself. But when you need a specific role, you have the pieces for it in the toolkit. I mean, this is what a really good draft team looks like, and I think the record reflects that. Also,
Right.
Meowscarada is really fucking good, and it's probably moving up points.
Oh,
That
you
thing's
think
crazy.
so? You think
I
so?
think 19. I think it's better than the 18ers. I'm gonna say it. I think it's better than the 18ers.
Well, I thought.
Would you draft a Namorous Incarnate, or would you draft Meowscarada?
That depends. If I saw, and I know I'm dogging on this guy so much, but if I saw this team, I think I would probably.
Stop. Move on.
Yeah, and you know what? We've got the 5th Lake Spirit here. Actually, he's Lake Spirit 0, Chimecho.
Right.
You know,
The progenitor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that thing. That thing could do something. It's got Heal Bell. There are
Does it
not
get
very
rocks?
there are not very many Pokemon that get Heal Bell. I don't think it gets rocks.
Does it get U-turn?
I don't think it gets U-turn.
Does it get knock?
I think it does get knock.
Okay, but there's something. All right.
I like that. I like the 1-point Chimecho.
No, it's good for 1 point for sure.
So this team, it did make a move earlier on. I think Zarude became Skeledirge.
That's correct.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, like, there's a lot of good stuff going on here.
Mhm.
Like, it's pretty well balanced. I mean, Probopass is kind of not good, but it has its niche as a magnet pull guy.
Mhm.
It
I
forces.
mean, you find your matchups where Probopass does something and you bring it, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, it forces a lot of these steel types that can't deal with Probopass to run Shed Shell when they could be running a way better item. So
Mhm.
that's good. You don't even have to bring it to have utility in that case.
Mhm.
But it could also be your rock guy. I mean, Overquill, as you maybe have seen at this point in my match, is scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really have much else to say.
I'd like to see Great Tusk do more. I don't know if he's had bad matchups.
Yeah, I mean, Great Tusk is it's a lot of people talk about it as a really good draft mon because of the roll compression that it can do, but I think in a format where you have a lot more leeway, like when you have a lot of points and you have a lot of Pokemon to fill up your team,
Mhm.
it's really easy to find a Great Tusk counter, like straight up counter, like all these Lake Spirits, like Chimecho. I mean, they resist the dual stab, and like knockoff is a great move unless you have like Colbur Berry. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think that Tusk, it like, I'm hopeful to see more offensive Tusk. At the moment, like the real standout of the team has been Noivern, and Manaphy has been putting in a lot more work than I expected it to.
yeah,
But
I agree.
Noivern's really carrying a lot of the offensive, like cleanup and win potential. And I think Great Tusk has a lot of. I think it might just be bad matchups. It might just be that other Pokemon shine in the specific matchups. But I think Great Tusk could just be the missing piece. I mean, 2 and 3, pretty close to being 3 and 2 off a roll. I mean, I think
We don't
Great
have to
Tusk
talk about
could
that.
be, yeah, it could be what gets you all the way back into playoffs. So,
No,
but otherwise,
mean,
yeah, very
I think this is a
again
very
similar
strong
to the
team.
last team.
Yeah.
Solid team. All the mons have like utility that you can get out of them, matchups you can bring into. So,
Gosh, I wish I had Screamtail again.
yeah.
All right, Mon, I don't believe made any moves. Duraludon needed to be something else.
Yeah,
I hate to say it,
Duraludon,
but
like
we way overrated this guy. He probably should be 3 points, frankly.
I think he was like 8 points from PokeAim's draft board.
Whoa, you're
and
gonna
then
put
we
that
just-
evil on him?
I am gonna put that evil on him from like 4 seasons ago, and we took their draft board and we're like, we'll make our own changes. We missed this guy, and then we missed him again, and then we missed him again. Like probably because no one really looked at him, but like it's 8 points that gets sucked up to just like be Duraludon. And don't get me wrong, Duraludon's got some use, especially with Eviolite, but it doesn't have 8 points of use.
No, it probably should be like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
that's a
like,
big jump, but I'm confident in saying that.
Right. I think also you just need to be a little less cute. Like Superpower and Amorous is what I call a cute set. I guess I would call Shadow Claw Crunch Counter or Sling of
Oh
Blood
my
Moon a
lord, is that cute?
set.
No,
It's
that's
kind of
ugly.
ugly.
That's
actually.
ugly. I'm
But
sorry.
I mean, you need to stop trying to get nice with it.
Another thing
and-
I would say, like
an Amorous is 19 points because it blows things up with Moonblast and Earth Power. It's not 19 points because it sets Tailwind and clicks Superpower. Ursula Blood Moon
Exactly.
17 points because it has a extremely powerful normal type move that's special that can hit ghosts and Earth Power, and it's fat. Not because it clicks like a Crunch coming off like a 60 attack stat or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like this idea, these top 4, this makes a lot of sense to me actually. You have some really strong like ground type attackers to deal with the steel types that Jirachi can't hit.
Hmm.
Like I think you've got something good going on here, and I think that Morpeko, I mean, is okay. It's not great, I'm not gonna lie, but it's a spinner. Quavel is really good. Rotom Heat is really good, especially as a Terra Captain. This is a little more offensive idea with its Terra Captain. I think Steel would have been a great pick. Like if you wanted a defensive idea, but like Terra Fire Overheat, that's crazy 90% of the time. I think the two moves I would have made is I would have probably switched out Chandelure, because I feel like Chandelure serves a lot of the same purpose as Rotom Heat, and if you're going to be Terra Fire Rotom Heat, I struggle to see where Chandelure is going to find like a better use for, like, it has a really high special attack stat. 145 is no joke, but like Rotom Heat has the Terra right now. I mean, you could Terra both, but like, why do that when you could get something different? I think there's probably another 9-pointer that could be a really good Terra Captain that fits really well with this team. And then Duraludon, I mean, sorry, but it's just not good. Like, and that's not their fault for picking it. It's our fault for making it 8 points.
Yeah.
But I digress. I think that, I mean, it's not like, as it is, it's not a bad team. I just, like you said, like some of the sets are just not very optimal. Now we've got Sawdew's team. There was a lot of changes made. I don't even remember which Pokemon got dropped. I think Ceruledge was one of them.
Ceruledge, Slitherwing, Hat, and Indeedee.
Yeah, so like I think this team was kind of lacking identity a bit. It had a lot of psychic types, and it didn't really have the best abusers of psychic terrain. So I think you dropped a lot of the psychic types. I mean, you kept Hoopa and Bronzong, who are like, I mean, I don't know if I would say Hoopa's a fake psychic type, but Bronzong would, I think, rather not be psychic type. You got Inteleon, which I think was a great pickup for this team. The only problem, it's not a Terra Captain. I think it definitely needed to be, because this is now the fastest Pokemon on your team, and I think with like Terra Ice, Terra Water, Terra whatever you want, Electric, it could have been a really threatening like Choice Specs guy. It's got Flip Turn as well for momentum. Gliscor, I think, is a great pickup. I think it fits really well with like this Pecharunt spam toxic and like watch you squirm type of idea.
Right.
I think Serena's a good spinner. I mean, you obviously had it on your team. I've had it on some of my teams as well. I think it's a solid Pokemon, a little underrated even.
Yeah. No, it's we'll talk about it more in my video or when we get to me, I guess, at the end here. But I didn't trade or drop the mons I did because they were bad. I think they just necessarily didn't fit with my structure, and with the big sweeping changes I did, like I needed the points, and they happened to have other roles that were replaceable. Serena's a really good spinner. I think it's it's an incredible utility mon. And I personally hope that I get a chance to use it again on a team that fits it better. No. So I think it looks great here.
I'm telling you right now, you won't get a chance to use it again.
Okay.
Unless you draft before I do.
Okay.
And then Hawlucha.
You did trade the terrain away, which makes me question a little bit, but it is, again, very fast. You now have two fast guys in Inteleon and Hawlucha that are special and physical. I think that my last season, if you looked, I think I kind of showed that Hawlucha can do a lot more besides just be sort of like an unburdened bot. I think it is really good at that, and you have to force a lot of prep. But I think Hawlucha has a lot of like other stuff that it can do, a lot of interesting utility.
Yeah, like Scarf, I think Defog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, that was shice.
It was. I mean, it won. So
yeah, it did. And I mean, Yeah, like if you're Sadu and you can't figure out Halucha Diancie, just look at my last season where I did pretty decent. I didn't win, I didn't get to grand finals, but I got pretty close, and I think Halucha and Diancie were a big part of that for my team, especially.
Mhm. Definitely agree.
Diancie put in a ton of work for me. So if you were struggling to figure out what to do with Diancie, go look at that. I used a good amount of different Diancie sets.
Yep. The one thing about like I get another thing I guess I'll say is like the Diancie. I think this is not a great lineup of Terras. Rock, I mean, Rock and Fairy are kind of
Mhm.
whatever. I think Diancie's most commonly gonna want to not be one of its stabs.
Yeah.
But I could see an argument for Rock, like a Terra Rock Meteor Beam, going stupid
Mhm.
on somebody. I think Fairy might be a little better, like just as a neutral type. Like
Yeah.
there's a reason why everybody's got like, these defensive fairies, like it's Arboliva that you can't see. This Dragalge on this very team. I think Psychic is probably the most head scratching one. I don't
Right.
know what the
Especially considering it
concept
was made when
was.
the team had a lot of psychic types already. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm really struggling. Like I used Diancie. I don't remember if I ever had a psychic move on it. I don't
it gets a
know
lot of
what it.
pretty good coverage and utility
Yeah,
moves. It's really hard to add like a psychic move as one
oh,
of the
you do
force.
get psychic and Psyshock. Interesting. I don't think I ever brought those,
I mean, I
but
think I think most commonly you're going to be running something like Diamond Storm, uh, Body Press, Moonblast, and like maybe a ground type move. I think it's really hard to fit a psychic move on Diancie. And like, especially like you said, like there were so many other psychic types, and there still are. I mean, well, there's still Hoopa. Like, I don't know if psychic is necessary, but maybe I'm just not seeing the vision.
mhm.
Um, in any case, I guess I should note these teams are hanging out with 1 point and 3 slots. They could have picked a 1 pointer up. I mean, granted, not like there are very many 1 pointers that can actually do anything. Ignore these guys. Um, but something to note. Let's do Jeff first.
Okay.
What do you think about his trades?
Yeah. So you'll see a third mod of mine that was dropped hanging out there, Primarina. Um, I think it's probably going to fit a bit better here than it did on my team. I think Porygon is a really good Terra captain. I'm glad that he managed to find a Terra captain because for a second there he was struggling. Um, I think like Glimmet is it's questionable that Glimmet is like don't get me wrong, Glimmet is like you want the minimum point value possible for a hazard bot, that's Glimmet for you. You run like Focus Sash to get your T spikes up with like your rocks or your normal spikes, or you can like endure Custap, or maybe there are some matches where you can Eviolite and like live a couple extra hits. It's for like matchups where there's poor removal or especially removal into your Golden Go that sucks, and you just get them all up and you win with Golden Go. Outside of
Right,
that,
there
your
you go.
hazards are just
This is the
non-existent.
play.
Right.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, that's true. I mean, granted, what other hazards like do you need that Glimmet's not offering you? Like,
right.
do you
It's just
really
you'd want
need
it
a
on a
second
better
spiker?
mon.
Do
You're
you really
basically saying
need?
you're playing with 5 Pokemon for hazards, which can
Yeah.
be
Which
the
I mean,
right call in some matchups, definitely.
with
With
these
Golden Go,
two
it's like,
guys, I mean,
yeah,
like that's there you go.
yeah.
Clefairy was a brick from the very jump. I hate to say it as somebody
Hmm.
who's used Clefairy on the team before.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a brick on
Um,
my team too. Don't get me wrong.
yeah. Ensign is an interesting pickup because it's going to hog the boots, which is fine because there's no flying type on this team, but there's also no flying type on this team. Um,
Right,
so
that's
we've
one
seen
thing
a
to
lot of
note.
balloon golden goes, and I think we're going to see a lot more balloon golden goes. You have Rillaboom and Grassy like Rillaboom's the best not flying type slash levitator if you're going to be handling like Earthquake, but that's it. It does give a lot of momentum to the team with things like Parting Shot and stuff like that, and it's pretty fat, so it gives you a bit of a bulkier backline to fall on. But I think this team is just offense, offense, offense.
Which is
And
great.
yeah, we'll see. No, it's definitely a very playable strategy. You just need to play to that strategy.
Yeah. It's very interesting. He was bugging about this Drakloak. He really wanted this like so bad, and he had to figure out a way to give himself a free point left over.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Drakloak's okay for a 1-pointer. It's
right.
102, so that's Garchomp speed stat. And like its offenses aren't fantastic, but when you have a speed stat like that, you could slap a band or a specs on maybe and do something, or you could just run the light clay dual screens, which I think is what it usually runs in like NFE or ZU or whatever tier it's in.
According to Smogon, its NFE sets are Rest Talk with Eviolite, Nightshade, Dragontail, Rest Sleep Talk. I don't know what in the world that's about.
What?
And then otherwise it's Specs coming off its base 60 attack stat.
Hey, it's not so bad. I mean, you can drop a Draco. I think
you can.
I think I've definitely seen a lot of dual screens Drakloak for like draft content.
I think dual screens is the way to go for sure. Otherwise, you do have T-Wave and Wisp still, so you are fast status, which is always great.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a little annoying guy.
I mean, yeah, that's sort of his point. He's good for a 1-pointer. He's a little annoying guy into the right matchup. I think it's a solid 1-pointer. I don't think it was worth bugging the amount that that happened to get him on the team. But he's here now, and if it doesn't put in work in at least one of these next 3 games, I'm gonna say, Jeff, why the fuck were you bugging about this Drakloak when it's done nothing?
He really just didn't want to bring Clefairy to a game. He needed to do something.
Yeah, it is interesting. We talked about this being an offense team. So let's Golden Go obviously benefits from screens, being able to get nasty plots up. Sneasler gets that turn to Sword Stance. Like if Rillaboom's terrain is up that it needs to close out a game. Does PZ get nasty plot?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well PZ can nasty plot or agility. It can double dance. Prim gets Calm Mind, obviously. Rillaboom gets Sword Stance. Incin gets Bulk Up.
It also
there
gets
are a
Sword
lot
Stance,
of setup options. Okay, there's a lot of setup options behind those screens.
Yeah, so, I mean, hell, Hitmontop gets Bulk Up too. Clefairy gets Cosmic Power. Like,
all right, well, let's not talk about Clefairy. It's not.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. No, I think this is your textbook offense. Like,
yeah, this is money on the dash, step on the gas. Like you got to accelerate. Like that team goes, and if it can't break through, it's sort of similar to the Sun team, but without a consistent strategy, which I think is a very cool way to play offense. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hazard Stack is you can't really go wrong with it this generation,
right?
Especially in a format where you're limited on your boots. All right, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Up to you.
I'll go first. All right, so I was deliberating very long about.
Hello.
Hello.
I can't hear anything anymore.
I can still hear you.
I'm scared and alone.
That doesn't really make a difference, though. That's crazy. Okay. I mean, I'm good on my end.
Oh, okay. I think the entire last 30 seconds all just caught up to me.
All right. Well, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Except being scared. We
were
heard
just
that.
Waffling. So you were okay. Sorry.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
You guys are so lucky I don't edit these. Not you, Porter. Anyway, I was deliberating very hard, not about Landorus. There are really no other Pokemon like this high up that are worth picking up. I mean, I guess there's Chi-Yu, who's crazy. There's a crazy no draft for Chi-Yu. But I didn't want Chi-Yu because I have Cinderace already. I was deliberating about switching one of these guys out though. But then I looked at the board, and every 15-pointer is a Psychic type for some reason. And I was like, I think I found a better psychic type, which was Cresselia, which I actually made the switch last week. If you watch my week 5 video, you'll see it in action. I think Cresselia is really good. I mean, it's the 4th Lake Spirit. It's got that Calm Mind thing going on. It's got some really interesting moves that no other mons get, like Lunar Blessing, which is kind of like jungle healing, if you know what that is. Or is that how Life Dew works? Does it cure status?
I didn't think Life Dew cured status.
Maybe it doesn't, but 25% cure status is a really interesting move. Lunar Blessing, Lunar Dance is Healing Wish, but it also gives you your PP back, which is really cool. Something that's interesting to note, so if you switch to a Pokemon that has full HP, it actually stores the Healing Wish, and the same is true for Lunar Dance, but Lunar Dance is a little bit more restrictive because if the Pokemon has used any PP, even if it's at full HP, it'll get the Lunar Dance. So I'll have to keep that in mind. So I think this Cresselia was put in for Empoleon. Empoleon was a big deal for me as my ice resist. But I think with the changes that I've made, I'm not so ice weak anymore, so I'm kind of okay with it. The next mon I've got is Whimsicott in for, we'll say, Drifblim. It's my new Terra Captain. It's got a really nice speed stat of 116. That's the same as Iron Valiant, by the way. I mean, I think it's going to be really nice. Fast, specs, Terra Fire, Terra Fairy could be good. It could also be that disruptive, annoying mon you just hate to play against, where it spams Thunder Wave and it Leech Seeds and it gets behind a substitute, and what are you gonna do? Speaking of annoying mons, I said I'm getting Blissey. There are a lot of really strong special attackers in this format, and I just said let's beat them. I mean, you can't go wrong with Blissey for that. I would have liked for it to be a Terra Captain to get off of its fighting weakness if I needed it, but I don't think it's super necessary, especially when I've got my other Terra Captains. I gotta eat some crow here. I've been on record saying that Revavroom is not good in draft.
Yeah, I told you multiple times.
Yeah.
Brother Scheist.
And you
said,
know
no,
what?
He's bad.
I found out this draft league that Revavroom gets Shift Gear.
No way. I definitely have told you Revavroom Shift Gears. You are kidding me.
No,
you
I'm not
selectively
kidding.
deaf and such a hater.
Yes,
I cannot believe this.
I did not realize that it got Shift Gear, and I said, hold on, that's actually kind of crazy. So yeah, it's my Terra Captain here. I like the Terra Fire to hit other steel types. I like Terra Ground to hit other steel types. Terra Poison if I need the Gunk Shot to go crazy. And then that's coming in for Rhyperior, who is now my most hated Pokemon of all time. Fucking hate that thing. It's definitely Fraudmoth here for me. Yeah. And then we've got Carkol. You know, I was a little jealous that my buddy here was copying me. Again, so I had to copy him. He's got the Furnace. I got the Easy Bake.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't match me on Terra types.
I was thinking about matching you on Terra types, but I was like, I think Water and Fire are probably better for my team. And I know
you have Terra Fire on 3 Pokemon and Cinderace.
I know, but I'm telling you, when you're weak to ice, it leads you to dangerous places.
I mean, I do think that Fire is better for my Colossal as well, but I didn't want to have any of the same Terra types, so I did this.
Okay, that's weird, but anyway.
Yeah, it's weird, but I could get away with it. So.
Yeah. Carkol's kind of nice. It gets rocks and spikes as well. It has Rapid Spin, which, I mean, if you remember from what I had previously, Drifblim was my spinner. We had Defog, and Cinderace has Court Change. As it stood, I was like, am I really comfortable with only having Court Change? I don't think it's as bad as it might sound. Because like a lot of teams will be like, oh, there's no spinner on this team, I'm gonna stack the hazards, and then you look at Cinderace and you're like, oh, what if he stacks the hazards on me? And then you kind of get a little shy about going for spikes and things like that. And I think I've done a really good job this league of saving my Cinderace for the end of the game, even in losses. But I digress. So I think it'll still be fine. I don't necessarily have to bring Carkol to every game, but having an option to spin is just good. And it being a Terra Eviolite Pokemon, it can almost guarantee that it's going to get its spin off. I mean, it still could be good for my spikes or my rocks needs. Yeah, you have any thoughts?
On Carkol or on your
the
team?
whole team. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about Carkol.
No. Yeah, I mean, Blissey is cringe. Cresselia is cringe. Whimsicott is cringe. Florges is still cringe. But I mean, you play a lot of cringe teams to great success. And I'm glad that
They
you've
hate
seen
us because they ain't us.
in Reverum. Yeah, I think they were solid trades.
Well, hold on. As soon as I miss a gunk shot, I'm gonna be back on my Reverum hating.
Yeah, but you got to know that that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Reverum's a solid win con. Whimsicott gives you a lot of options. Blissey is very predictable. I mean, with Blissey and Florges, like special attackers just really hate having to like exist.
I mean, Cresselia as well.
I mean,
Cresselia's got a really good special defense stat.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's bulky, it's fat, and good luck to everyone who has to play you.
I mean, I didn't hate it because look at my top four. That's pretty offensively coded. So I figured let's get a defensive core to go with it.
Right.
All right. You want to talk about your team?
Yeah, we can talk about my trades. Like I said, I didn't drop any of the Mons because they were bad. I dropped everything to pick up Kyurem because I felt I needed a big button clicker on the team. I thought that was sort of lacking. Everything that sort of like could wall break was being forced into other roles and had trouble doing it. And I think Kyurem's really good, right? Like you have specials, specs, sets. You have freeze dry. It's an ice special attacking ice type that can beat opposing waters. You have like loaded dice, scale shot, icicle spear types of sets. You have the really cringe that I'll probably bring at some point, but I just know that it's lame. Substitute protect leftovers Kyurem set that takes advantage of pressure to stall out.
My god, I played that on ladder once.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'd kill you if you brought that against me.
Right. So if a Pokemon only has like one like move that really hurts Kyurem, with the combination of substitute and protect, you can over the course of a game lower that PP twice as fast thanks to pressure, and Kyurem just becomes just unstoppable for the check that was supposed to beat it. It just sort of freeze dries you back until you get frozen, and then like just runs like Earth Power or something for coverage. It's cringe. I might bring it. Just that's what the team was traded for. So I mean, there's also a good amount of loaded dice Kyurem that's probably going to be coming. I also picked up some other mons to alleviate. Mamoswine was doing God's work as our physical breaker, but it just needed some help. And unfortunately, with Kyurem coming, it just couldn't fit on the team anymore. So we are going for Azumarill and Donphan in that regard to get us another spinner, a lot of physical power, and Azumarill is sort of that I'm really strong and I click stab priority moves that Mamoswine has. Um, stats look really unassuming, but obviously with huge power, you get close to like an effective, what is it, like 140 attack stat, something like that,
Yeah, you
effectively.
basically have the same
Um,
attack stat as Haxorus if you invest.
right, because you're not just doubling your base stats, you're doubling your nature and EVs put in. So Azumarill is just a solid choice band user, a solid assault vest user. So a lot of the similar stuff as Mamoswine. It
Mhm.
doesn't get the hail boost that Mamoswine did, that Kyurem now gets. I didn't mention that before from G King's Chili Reception.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
And
kind
it
of just snuck
appreciates the slow.
you snuck Kyurem in
Yeah.
there, and you didn't even talk about Chili Reception,
I didn't talk about how
Blizzard.
fucking fat he is, and you can Chili Reception Blizzard Kyurem, and yeah. Donphan is another physically inclined spinner, similar to Serena. It's another rocker, which is great to free up. Like Azelf obviously can't fit rocks a lot of the time, even though it doesn't mind being a rocker. Colossal, it frees up the ability to run spikes instead of rocks.
And you don't have to bring
It's
Orthworm all the time.
correct. And then also with how much Spadef G King can bring to the table, and also Zapdos, I think like having the physical defensive options of Donphan, Orthworm, and Colossal means that they can sort of do other things. They don't have to get locked into their role, even though that's what they're good at. And then yeah, so now with Colossal and Donphan, we officially have two Tusks on the team. We have Rock Tusk and Mid Tusk. Um, and then finally is Orthworm. I and one of these steel types still. I debated long and hard between Orthworm and a Alolan Sandslash because it's funny to Chili Reception into it with Slush Rush.
Oh my god.
But I looked at the calcs and it's so bad. It's so bad. It doesn't do any damage. Um,
But what was it? It
so
was the quad weak to Groundmon. It still didn't kill with Earthquake.
yeah,
Which
something
one
like
was
that.
that?
I don't. No, I think it's Cinderace. It didn't kill with like Adamant 252 to uninvested. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I just picked up Orthworm. It's a lot better with Terra, but I think it will probably be okay in the matchups where it comes. Very physically defensive. Earth Eater is great along with like Pokemon like G King and Colossal if they're not going to Terra, to be a steel type that isn't weak to ground, um, and also a form of recovery. And then otherwise you just stack spikes. You physically defensive, iron defense, body press. That's really his whole bag.
Yeah, and then you could shed
Um,
tail into Kyurem too.
Yeah, yeah, no. 6 point Orthworm for Shetto, it would be insane and criminal that it didn't get picked up until the end of the season, or trade deadline rather.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah, shed tail's not allowed,
we'll
by the
see.
way.
I really liked all the Pokemon that I dropped. I think especially Archaidon and Mamoswine put in a lot of work for me. Primarina did really good in one matchup, but otherwise it's been a little lackluster. And I think I just haven't been
I
using it
know you.
great.
I know you. You just wanted to go back to your comfort pit, Azumarill, and you said, "Well, where's Dragapult?" And then you saw Kyurem and said, "Yeah, close enough."
Yeah, Azumarill has won me a championship before. I mean, it's great. Um, I don't know if Belly Drum Azumarill is going to get any time this season, but
No.
that's always something for people to think about. But yeah, I liked my draft before, and I like my draft now, and I'm hopeful that I'll be even more successful without having to hinge the entire of the team's physical breaking power on poor Mamoswine. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I like it. I think I thought your team was missing a little bit of sauce, like Greninja being the
Mhm.
top guy. It's like
Right.
he's okay, but like he definitely struggles to break some things.
He
And then you
doesn't
have
quite bring the boom.
yeah, well, and then Kyurem. Well,
Yeah, hopefully Kieran brings the boom this season.
yeah, exactly. Better you than on Jeff's team. I mean, Jeff's team is basically the same as that Kyurem team he had. It's just Iron Bundle for Kyurem.
Mhm.
That's really funny. Um, no, I think you've got a good team. I think
All right, well,
my
I
team's
think we
better
waffled
though.
for about 2 hours, so we probably spent more time not watching games than we did watching games.
That's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
But it was important. We had to get this out here. It's now
No, it
public
wasn't.
information.
It is a good segment to have I think, to wrap up the trades and the standings. If you guys want to see more like standings stuff, let us know, and we'll bring it up as the weeks go on. We do a little playoffs watch. We're not going to spend this long waffling about where all the teams are and their matchups and the trades and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that pretty much does it for me. Does it for you?
It does it for me. Oh,
Right.
It does it for me.
Oh, whoa. You did not have to say it like that.